federal grant dollars.
It is. You know, there's some of our colleges that are grossly underfunded. You know who they are.
We won't call any names.
We won't call any names. But when we're not able to make adjustments to accommodate that, then the colleges have to be creative and innovative. And Calhoun is a great model for that. Y'all have gotten great grants in here, and
we have lots of stuff going on.
Be able to do some things, and others recognize that, and it is a good model for others to look at. And you know, sometimes we just do what we have to do to make it through.
That's true. That's true. Let's talk a little bit about workforce and economic development, because that's something that people kind of banter around, and obviously, you know, we talk about workforce development and putting people to work, and even you said this morning, and something we always say is that it doesn't matter whether you're coming to Calhoun to get a couple of classes to go back to your present job and get a promotion, or whether you're entering or re-entering the workforce, or you're making the decision to get your first 2 years here and get your associate's degree and go into a four-year institution. At some point, hopefully, your goal is to get out there and get a job. How do you see what the two-year colleges do in the role of economic and workforce development being different than our four-year institutions?
Well, I think you're just exactly right. We do put people to work, and I have said, long said, I wish we would measure success a different way. We've always looked at success as being whether or not you graduate, and that's not true. As you said, if you come to us and you need 3 courses to get a promotion and you do that, we've helped you to be successful all the way through to getting that associate's and maybe going on to work from there or going on to a four-year college and or university. And I remember when I first got here and I talked about, well, everything that we do is workforce and economic development. It's like this blank stare, like, what is she talking about? But it really is. When you think about it, the bottom line is we are helping people to be gainfully employed. And that's why I say it's on our shoulders.
Right.
The universities still are doing some of that, but they don't. I believe it's just a matter of they don't see themselves as
in that role.
role. They are much more academic, I think, than we are in some respects, and they think more about research. But the truth is, a lot of what we do in our innovative ways that we do things is research. So I believe education is all about workforce and economic development. One of the things that I told Ed Castile early on, who's over AIDT, you know, they're the ones that help bring those new companies in and train them up. I said, when you get a new company in, I want you from the very beginning to have a college person involved in that project so that when AIDT leaves, that company has a point person. You know, I believe if our adult ed directors are out talking to companies about adult education and trying to get their employees through maybe a GED, the ones that do not have it, they should also talk about what we provide on the credit side through non-credit or customized training.
Exactly.
Or let's just say the company's expanding. They should be able to say, do you know about AIDT? And if you're expanding, you know, in some manner, then you might qualify for some help from AIDT. So we need to get out of our silos and make sure that left hand knows what right hand's doing, and that we all, when we go out and talk with business and industry, we can tell everything that's available at the community college.
And you talked about that relationship with a group like AIDT, which is a part of our system. You know, we've got a perfect model across the street from where we are now with Robotics Center.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That is a great model. And my goodness, for anyone that watches this, if you haven't been to see that, you need to go take that tour. It's phenomenal. And that was a partnership not only with Calhoun and AIDT, but a partnership with vendors.
Yes.
I can't remember the
that's
number.
the huge. I mean, that's a huge part.
Millions.
Over 40. Well, it started out being $40 million. That's the number we heard, but I'm sure it's much more than that.
A lot, because they're putting their equipment in there.
And their best equipment, not just something they want to throw away. They're putting their best equipment in.
And I think it goes back to that whole community relationship.
Exactly.
So that will be used not only for credit or even for some non-credit, but businesses can come in and train on this equipment.
Exactly.
What better training could you get? And what a great opportunity for our students.
And obviously we're certainly excited about it. We have a little bit of time left, and one of the things I wanted to ask you about, which is a question that you were asked this morning from one of our staff members, is kind of what are your top 3 to 5 priorities for the next academic year, and how do you see Calhoun fitting into those priorities?
Well, as I said, the one thing that I really want to do is to build our reputation. I want folks to look at us as a first choice. Students, parents, everyone. It's great that my child, or that I am going to a community college. I want us to be the first choice.
Right.
I want us to be viewed as a premier community college system. That's my goal just going forward for the next, hopefully maybe 10 years, I don't know. But I want folks to really understand what's on our campuses. This is another question that I often ask when I'm speaking. You may drive by Calhoun Community College once or twice or maybe more times a day, but do you really know what's behind our doors? How many people know that you have this, that you can come in here and do a TV interview? How many people know that we have all those simulated mannequins? Well, actually, they're human patient simulators. My nursing faculty would have killed me if they'd heard me that. Human patient simulators that students can train on before they actually train on a real live person.
Right.
Before they go to their clinicals, they've actually had this experience as if it were a live person because of all the ways that you can program it and the way it works.
Exactly.
You know, how many people know, my goodness, when we went into that math lab, or math classroom really, I was amazed. Now, I hadn't seen that, so that was pretty dazzling.
With the technology, yes.
With the technology, I don't believe they know. How many people know that Calhoun has, I think they said, 1,000 students just in allied health alone?
Yes.
And so, you know, I don't know about you or the rest of the people watching this, but I get older every day. And so...
Okay, you don't have to bring that up.
but you know, here's what I want. If and when I have to go to the hospital, I want qualified people to take care of me. So what we're doing is so critically important. And I heard y'all say that, you know, some of the universities are saying, they're telling students, go over to Calhoun, be a math major, and come on over, and you'll fit right into our program.
Yes. That
seamlessness, that's the other thing that I want to see from K-12 through us to the 4 years should be seamless. And I want, because I want to help K-12, I want to partner, and I've encouraged the colleges to. How do we get that student that leaves high school to be ready for work or ready for college? And to me, it's the same
And we
pathway.
can be that connection between K-12
can be that connection.
and the 4-year schools.
And when they leave us and they want to go on, they're ready, they're
Right.
prepared. I hope we have some exciting news with a university nearby in the next few weeks.
We're
over some things that we're doing,
yes.
but that's starting to happen more, you know, around the state. I was privileged to have a briefing at UAH a few months ago, and Dr. Williams was telling me that they're tracking their students, and they track the community college students all the way through their PhD program.
Which is amazing.
Amazing. He said 10 to 15% of their PhD students started at a community college. Now, what does that say?
Yes.
We're doing something really, really great. And that's the story I want to continue to tell.
Well, and with that being said, Dr. Hill, again, thank you so much for taking time out of your whirlwind tour here at the college today to spend some time talking to people that may not necessarily be able to hear all the things that you talked about today normally, because we have a pretty decent viewing audience of our programs here at Calhoun Educational Television. So again, we appreciate you taking some time and appreciate you coming and touring the campus today. And
it's my privilege.
And any time is obviously it's an open door, because this is your home as well. Because we certainly feel like you're a part of our Calhoun Community College family. We have a wonderful family here, and we certainly feel like you're part of our family.
Well, you know, I said this morning that one of the things I miss is being on a college campus. So it's very exciting and pleasant for me to visit campus. I miss that interaction with faculty and staff, and I miss the interaction with students. So It's always fun to visit a campus.
Well, and it is. It's a wonderful place to be all the time. It's like it's one of those places where you never dread going to work every day.
Right.
Because you're making a difference, and you do see those students, and you hear those stories like the Kathleen that we heard this morning.
She was great.
Well, we thank you again for the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for being with us for this talk with Dr. Frida Hill, Chancellor of the Alabama Community College System. And thank you for tuning in to Calhoun Education Television. We will see you again next time.